हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, आज हम लोग एनएलसी इंडिया लिमिटेड का जीईटी फाइनेंस पद पे जो क्वेश्चन और आंसर आए थे उसको देखेंगे। हम लोग यहाँ पर क्वेश्चन को सिर्फ पढ़ेंगे और उसका जो एक्चुअल आंसर है वो देखेंगे, क्योंकि अगर पूरा डिटेलिंग वीडियो बनाएंगे तो बहुत लंबा वीडियो बनेगा। तो इसलिए शॉर्ट में कि आप लोग क्विक रिविजन देख के कर सके। ठीक है, तो ये जो पहला क्वेश्चन है इसका इमेज नहीं आ पाया है, जिसकी वजह से ये क्वेश्चन हम लोग नहीं देखेंगे। लेकिन ये क्वेश्चन बेसिकली कैश फ्लो से रिलेटेड है, जो फाइनेंशियल एक्टिविटीज़ के तहत कैश फ्लो क्या होगा उस पर निर्भर, उस पर बेस्ड है क्वेश्चन है। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन हम लोग आगे बढ़ते हैं। इफ द रिवाइज स्टैंडर्ड क्वांटिटी इफ द रिवाइज स्टैंडर्ड क्वांटिटी इफ द रिवाइज स्टैंडर्ड क्वांटिटी for manufacturing a product is 4400 units, actual quantity is 5000 units, and the standard price is rupees 50 per unit, what will be the material mix variance? The material mix variance is 30,000 adverse. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन हम लोग देखते हैं। इफ ए फर्म परचेज 10,000 यूनिट ऑफ मटेरियल एट द ₹2 per unit, 50,000 units at the ₹3 per unit, and 20,000 units at ₹4 per unit, what will be the weighted average price as per the weighted average method of inventory valuation? तो इसका राइट आंसर हो जाएगा ₹3.22। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन। Dash working capital is the part of working capital which is required to meet exigencies such as launching of extensive market campaigns, called special. In order to bring uniformity in terminology, approach and presentation of accounting result, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India established on Dash an accounting standard board. इसका राइट आंसर हो जाएगा 21 अप्रैल 1977। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन। If a person does not have taxable income, he can apply for a lower or nil TDS certificate from the jurisdiction income tax officer in dash as per section 197 of the Income Tax Act 1961. Yes, इसका राइट आंसर हो जाएगा फॉर्म 13। The company's cost record and audit amendment rules 2019 came into force on 1st April 2018. Suraj in Lucknow, UP buys goods from Neeraj in Mumbai, Maharashtra. The buyer requests the seller to send the goods to Nagpur, Maharashtra. What will be the place of supply for GST? तो इसका आंसर हो जाएगा लखनऊ। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, ये इमेज क्वेश्चन है तो इमेज आया नहीं है, तो इसलिए हम लोग ये क्वेश्चन को स्किप करेंगे। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन। The cost of goods sold is ₹48 lakhs. Operating cycle is 60 days and the minimum desired level of cash balance is ₹75,000. Assuming 360 days in a year, what will be the amount of expected working capital requirement? तो राइट आंसर हो जाएगा इसका 8,75,000। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन। The cost accounting standard CS7 deal with the employee cost. The amount of sundry debtors of firm are the ₹50,000. There are additional bad debts of ₹3,000 and the new provision of 10% has to be made for bad debts. What will be the amount of sundry debtors shown in the balance sheet? ₹42,300. Ind AS 36 applies to the financial asset classified as defined in Ind AS 27 consolidated and separate financial statement subsidiaries. The provisions relating to using the work of an auditor's expert are given in essay 620. Essay 266 deals with communication with those charged with governance. As per GST Act, what is the time limit to issue GST tax invoice for services, banks and NBFCs? Within 45 days of service. While watching the director remuneration, the auditor should examine adherence to section dash which deals with the payment of listing fees. 309 subsection 2. Under dash costing, only variable cost is charged to cost of production, marginal costing. The provisions relating to carry forward and adjustment of MAT credit are given in section 115 JAA. Dash opinion is issued by the auditor that where he concludes that on the basis of evidence obtained and procedure performed, there are material misstatement in the financial statement and the impact of the same is high, adverse. Independent professionals such as doctors, lawyers, architects, etc. come under the presumptive scheme under section dash of the Income Tax Act 1961, 44 ADA. As per section 29 of the Indian Contract Act 1872, which one of the following agreements is void for uncertainty? A agrees to sell to B 100 tons of oil. The specific rules for valuation of certain packages have been laid down in Rule dash of the Income Tax Rules 3. Dash is the measure used in standard costing by means of which products in different forms such as solid, liquid and gas are measured. Standard hour. Section 14 of the Income Tax Act 1961 has classified the income of a taxpayer under 5 different head of income. Indian Accounting Standard Ind AS was issued by DAS under the supervision and control of Accounting Standard Board of ICAI and in consultation with National Advisory Committee on Accounting Standards, Central Government of India. Which one of the following is an example of cash flow from financing activity? Redemption of debentures. The requirement of cost audit under the company's cost records and audit amendment rules shall not apply to a company which is covered in Rule 3 and whose revenues from export in foreign exchange exceed dash percentage of its total revenue, 75. Dash is the continuous updating of a short-term budget by adding, say, a further month or quarter and deducting the earliest month or quarter so that the budget can reflect the current condition. Rolling budget. Rolling budget. Under the activity-based costing, the factors that influence the cost of a particular activity are known as cost drivers. ये एक इमेज क्वेश्चन है, तो इमेज है नहीं तो इसलिए हम लोग इसको स्किप करेंगे. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. सेक्शन डैश ऑफ द नेगोशिएबल इंस्ट्रूमेंट एक्ट 1881 contains the provisions relating to check cross generally. 1 to 3. Section dash of the Companies Act 2013 specifies the auditor have to report whether the company has adequate internal financial control. Section 143, subsection 3, clause 1. The current account transaction under FEMA Act has been categorized into three parts, which transaction prohibited by FEMA, transaction required central government permission, and transaction required RBI permission. RBI permission. The bank balance of a firm as per cash book is 50,000. Check issued but not presented for payment rupees 14,000. A check for rupees 6,400 was deposited but not collected by the bank. What will be the balance as per passbook? Is 57,600. If the amounts of sale for period 1 and 2 are 1,40,000 and 1,60,000 respectively, and the profits for the period of 1 and 2 are rupees 15,000 and 20,000 respectively, what will be the profit volume ratio? Is 25%. If an amount of rupees 540 received from Mr. Sinha was posted on the debit side of his account, the error should be rectified by crediting his account by 1080. As per GST law, TDS is to be calculated at the rate of 2% on payments made to the supplier of taxable goods and or services where the total value of such supply under the individual contract exceed dash rupees 2,50,000. The applicability of Ind AS for NBFC phase 1 is from 1st April 2018. As per the provision of Section 71, subsection 2 of Companies Act 2013, no company shall issue any debenture carrying voting right. A 40-seater tourist bus operates for 15 days at 75% capacity from Hyderabad to Kazipet for a distance of 250 kilometer one-way distance. What will be the number of passengers kilometer? 2,25,000 passengers kilometers. What will be the effective rate of interest if a company offers 12% rate of interest on deposit and the compounding is done quarterly? 12.55%. The linked accounting standard for ICDS 5 tangible asset is AS 10. Dash refers to deposits made by numbers with the stock exchange authorities. Margins. As per Ind AS 40, which one of the following is not an example of investment property? Property that is leased to another entity under the finance lease. As per section dash of the Companies Act 2013, the director's responsibility statement shall state that the directors in the case of a listed company had laid down internal financial controls to be followed by the company and that such internal financial controls are adequate and were operating effectively. Section 135, subsection 5, clause E. As per Ind AS 106, which one of the following is not an example of expenditure included in the initial measurement of exploration and evaluation assets? Development of mineral resources. A firm plans to raise funds of rupees 10 lakh by issuing 4,000 debentures of rupees 100 each bearing 10% interest per annum and balance by issue of 12% preferences. What will be the financial break-even point of this plan assuming a tax rate of 50%? Right answer is 1,84,000. According to according to dash concept, revenue is recognized when sale is made. Sale is made. Realization. As per the provision of Section 4, subsection 1, clause B of the Companies Act 2013, the memorandum of company shall state the state in which the registered office of the company is to be situated. Dash is applied in the accounting for and the disclosure of events after the reporting period. Ind AS 10. The dash point indicates the volume of sales at which the new price generates a profit equal to the profit of the old sales volume and price, called price indifference. SA 700 deals with the responsibility of the auditors inform his her opinion on financial statement. The standard also deals with content and form of the auditor's report that is issued as an outcome of audit of financial statement. 4. Which one of the following case a debit note is to be issued by a supplier? Right answer हो जाएगा. Original tax invoice has been issued and taxable value in the invoice is less than actual tax value. If the opening stock of raw material is 5,000, purchase of raw material is 20,000 and closing stock of raw material is 8,000, what will be the value of raw material consumed? 17,000. Under dash method of inventory valuation, the issue price of material is predetermined or estimated standard price. The dash are the basically standards that have been harmonized with the IFRS to make reporting by Indian companies more globally accessible. Ind AS. An accountant follows the policy of playing safe on account of the convention of conservatism. If the high point of level of activity is 94 units at a cost of rupees 1,310 and the low point of 48 units at the cost of 700, what will be the variable cost per unit? Variable cost per unit is 13.26. Dash costs are those costs that would be changed by a decision. Cost, relevant cost. If the cost of production is 40,800, selling overheads are rupees 0.40 per unit, number of units produced are 20,000 and 18,000 units are sold at rupees 3 each, what will be the amount of profit? 10,080. As per Section dash of the Companies Act 2013, the articles of a company shall be in respective forms specified in tables F, G, H, I and J in Schedule I as may be applicable to such company. Section 5, subsection 6. The value of perquisite arising out of hotel accommodation provided by the employer will be dash of the salary or the actual charges paid payable, whichever is lower 24%. A dash settlement is one each which trades outstanding at the end of the day have to be settled within X business days from the transaction date. The right answer is rolling. Which one of the following transaction will result in flow of funds? Redemption of debentures. SEBI is statutory regulation body established on 12th April 1992. A project cost rupees 2.5 lakh and yield annually a profit of rupees 40,000 after depreciation at 12% per annum but before tax at 50%. What will be the payback period? 5 years. Section dash of the Companies Act 2030 provide for the matters to be stated in prospectus. Section 26. The term dash refers to the relationship between the various long-term forms financing such as debentures, preference share capital, equity share capital, called capital structure. What will be the amount of gross profit if net sales are 35,000 and cost of goods sold is 20,000, 15,000? As per the Companies Act 2013, where any defaults is made in complying with the provisions of Section 48, subsection 5 of companies shall be punishable with fine of not less than dash, but which may extend to rupees 5 lakh, 25,000. As per Section 304 of Companies Act 2013, a company may be wound up voluntary if the period of its duration fixed by its articles expire. As per Section 135, subsection 2 of the Companies Act 2013, the board's report under subsection 3 of section dash shall disclose the composition of the corporate social responsibility committee. Section 134. A company is considering an investment proposal having an expected life of 7 years and involving at initial cash outlay of rupees 40 lakhs. The proposal has a profitability index of 1.182. What will be the present value of cash inflows? Cash inflows 47,28,000. Ind AS 104 deals with insurance contracts. A dash arrangement is generally preferred by firms facing shortage of working capital. Call sales and leaseback. The extract of a balance sheet shown an opening balance of trade investment amounting to rupees 40,000 and a closing balance of rupees 60,000. Rupees 6,000 by way of dividends have been received during the year, including rupees 2,000 from pre-acquisition profits which have been credited to investment account. What will be the cost of investment purchased during the year to be shown as application of fund? Is 22,000. Dash is a monthly self-declaration to be filled for furnishing summarized detail of all outwards supplies made, input tax credit, claims, tax liability ascertained, and tax is paid. GSTR 3B. The estimated sales of ABC Limited are 40,000 units. Opening stock is 5,000 units and closing stock is 7,000 units. What will be the number of units production during the year? 42,000 units. As per the income tax law, assessment under section 143(1) deals with summary assessment without calling the assessee. अगर आप लोग को वीडियो अच्छा लगा हो तो वीडियो को लाइक करें, शेयर करें, सब्सक्राइब करें। थैंक यू।